Some days nothing feels inspiring. Nothing feels clear. There's no magic. You're like knowing that you're growing and making your way forward. You know that you've been healing and that there's been change, but today just feels like it just hurts. All those old fears, they're just loud again, and you just feel tired. And it makes you kind of wonder, if all of this work and all these things you're doing are just ever going to pay off. And it can even feel like you're back where you started. I don't think that's true. I just think you're exhausted. And exhaustion, it has this way of making old stories sound like they're true. But today we're not trying to fix that. We're just going to invite what I consider to be my superpower. So in my gene keys, in my pearl sequence, really heavily with my vocation and culture sphere is gate 22, which is the gift is grace. And so in my own life and in those wounds, I have let grace just kind of fall down like a blanket of snow, just covering everything. What I notice is that grace isn't forgiveness. Grace doesn't ask anything from you, and it doesn't require any kind of understanding, and it doesn't need you to feel amazing. It just settles over everything, just like a blanket of snow. Like it's going to cover everything, and it's going to be quiet and still and soft, and it doesn't need to ask any permission. So I wanted to bring that into our EFT today, on those days where we just kind of know that we need that. So we'll start with our karate chop. Even though today feels so much heavier than I wish it did, I honor how much I've been carrying. And even though part of me wonders how much longer I can do this, I choose to not carry today alone. Even though I don't have the answers right now, I am willing to receive grace exactly as I am. Ooh, feel that deep breath come and go. That's always a sign of release. We'll switch to the eyebrow. Today feels heavy. I can tell I feel tired. And I don't just feel tired physically. I can tell I feel tired deep in my soul. It just feels like I've been carrying so much. And I've been hoping for relief. And I can tell part of me doesn't know how much longer I can keep doing this. Because I can feel and tell how exhausted I am. And it feels like after all this work I've done and all this healing and all this change, it still feels like nothing in my 3D is changing around me. And it feels like those old patterns are just back again. And so that always makes part of me wonder if any of this even mattered. If I'm ever going to get there. And I hate sinking back into this feeling. I wish it was different. And I feel really tired of carrying hope and disappointment together at the same time. And today I'm telling myself it's okay that this is the truth. And yet, I can honor that maybe today doesn't need to be fixed. Maybe today just needs to be held. Maybe I don't actually need another breakthrough. Maybe I just need gentleness. Maybe I do need just a little bit of grace. Grace that asks nothing from me. Grace that just stays with me where I'm at. And with my next breath, I can imagine grace falling all around me like snow. I can see it and feel it. It's soft. It's quiet. Unhurried. It lands on my disappointment. It lands on my fear. It lands on my exhaustion. It lands on those parts of me that don't feel worthy and every other place where I've been trying so hard. And I remember that grace doesn't ask if I deserve it. Grace doesn't wait until I'm stronger or better. Grace doesn't ask me to prove anything. It simply arrives when I ask it to. It covers the places I can't reach. And it quiets what doesn't need solved today. And it reminds me that I don't have to carry this alone. And that it's okay for me to let myself receive. Maybe this isn't the end today. Maybe this isn't failure. Maybe I'm not even going backward. There's a chance that it's just a season of winter. And winter isn't empty. Winter protects what's growing underneath it. And just because I can't see what's growing, I don't feel connected to that life energy right now in this moment, doesn't mean that life has stopped or that the energy has abandoned me. So today I am choosing grace. And it's not that I'm choosing it because everything is perfect and everything is okay. And it's not because I feel like I totally understand. And it's not because the path feels certain and clear. I'm choosing it because I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I know I'm still becoming. I know I'm still loved by life. Let's take one deep breath in. Let's go back to imagining that snow falling again. Just sensing how it doesn't rush anything. It doesn't force spring to arrive. And it's not asking anything to bloom before it's ready. It's just covering. And it softens every edge. It quiets any demand. And it holds the landscape exactly how it is. And that could be another thought about grace, not changing the season, but making it bearable and feeling it settle over your shoulders and over your chest and over any place in the body that feels like it's been trying so hard. You don't have anything to prove, nothing to force. We have this breath and this moment and this gentle covering. And grace is never going to erase the landscape. It just changes how the landscape is held. If that means something to you, let yourself come back here and remember this on any hard day and let it hold you as well.